Cochran, Tyson, Jeremy, Adam, Gabler, Yam Yam, Tony. Let's talk about Survivor Season 45. I loved it. It was great. I loved watching every episode. I could not wait for every Wednesday to tune in and watch either the madness or the craziness that was going to unfold in front of me on my television. It was great. It's the best out of the season 40 seasons so far. But that being said, there are room for improvement. Even in the great things like the Survivor Auction. The Survivor Auction, I loved it. Please bring it back more. I want it. It was great. The one thing, they were able to solve the problem that they used to have, but it is not bringing in any advantages. The one area of improvement I would say is diversify the challenges for the money. Maybe add in some like logic puzzles or some mental challenges or even like an endurance where it's a huge risk reward thing. I think that could make for more entertaining television during that part rather than just watching a bunch of people run around. It also can even out the money a little bit, causing for a more entertaining auction, because the auction we had, while was great, the main critique was it was kind of boring, because once somebody bid, all they had to do was get above the last place. And that really leads me to the final point. Remove that whatever last place with the lowest amount, like whatever that was. Remove that. I didn't like that. It gave people an incentive just to bid all their money. If you want to do something like that, maybe have like be that like a covered item, or it'd be like, okay, you can get this cake, but it also comes with something else, and have that be the negative. I don't know. Do something like that besides the person with the least amount of money just goes wherever, does whatever. I forgot what it was. It got boring because it just incentivized people betting all their money rather than like a back and forth bid. So I think remove that also. My main thing for the overall season was the editing. The Survivor team did a really good job of taking a really low-level gameplay season and enhancing it to make it even super entertaining, super watchable, and really fun. It did too good of a job telling specifically Drew's story and Caleb's story. The whole season, especially in the pre-merge, came from Caleb. So the whole time we were being set up as okay, Caleb's a late game player, be on the lookout, he's not going anywhere, and then he gets blindsided the first week of the merge. Like, what? Why would you spend so much time on somebody that is just gonna get first booted? And granted, Lulu went to Tribal a lot, but there's other ways to tell the story of what's going on in Reba without having having Caleb dominate the whole time and then setting us up for the super late game editing, potential winners or fourth place edit, and just get booted. That feels terrible to me. Like, that feels like I'm like climbing a ladder to get on the roof to fix something, and I'm climbing up and I'm expecting the person holding the ladder to hold the ladder and have me safe, but no, they just rip the ladder from under me and I fall and I am hurt. It sucks and I don't want it to happen again. And the similar thing with Drew. Like, Drew was set up as late game potential winner, fourth place, and granted that's around where he got, but the fact that he didn't win and he was controlling most of the confessionals is also like, no, I don't want that. I want to be able to see Dee's gameplay from day 1 to day 26. I don't have to go back and rewatch the season to see what her strategy was. I want to be able to watch the season live and by the end know her strategy from day 1. And I didn't really get that. I only sort of got that towards the end when Final 7, maybe after the Bruce vote. That's when I sort of understood what Dee was doing and where she's coming from and all that sort of stuff. Like, she sort of came out of the back and wasn't really there. Same thing with Jake. Final third place. We really didn't get much of him until the merge. Like, his whole thing was he was Charlie Brown and he had the football and Lucy kept taking him away He kept trying to throw punches. He kept missing. And I want to see that in the pre-merge. I want to see what goes on with these key players at the end in the pre-merge. I want to be able to know what Jake's strategy was in the beginning, see it fail, and then happen again in the pre-merge. So that way when it gets to the merge, it's not like it's happening for the first time because it didn't happen for the first time in the merge. And all of that stems from the Caleb and Drew taking over the confessionals and telling the story from their perspective. I kind of touched on it, but it's a similar thing for Final Tribal. Going into Final Tribal, it was Jake versus D. We really didn't have like this Austin potential winner type thing going on. It was mostly Jake versus D. And to have it be that before, and then in the middle of Final Tribal, to have it go from Jake answering a few questions to Jake just not speaking. Like, no, I want to see Jake speaking. I want to hear his Final Tribal strategy, and I want to see him speak and show his reason why he thinks he deserves $1 million. Same thing with Austin. I want to hear him, his whole argument, his whole strategy in Final Tribal Council. I don't want to hear just D who wins. I want to hear everybody's. But I want to be able to hear all three strategies in depth and really know the Final Tribal strategy and not have to look it up on Reddit. Having it be a Jake versus D thing and then Jake doesn't get a single vote is also frustrating because I want to be able to root for the winner. I want to be able to go into Final Tribal Council, root for D, and be happy that she wins. I don't want to have to go into Final Tribal Council and be like, oh, D's here? Come on, anybody but D. I don't want D winning. I don't want to have to root against the winner. I want to root for the winner. And that also comes down to the editing. I was not rooting for D the whole time. Some of my other close people I talked to about Survivor was not rooting for D the whole time. She came off as unlikable. Granted, maybe she's not like that in real life, but it's the small comments that the editors choose to include, like that comment that she made when she won her first immunity challenge I think it was right at the merge. She won individual immunity, and it was just like them five, and she was one of the five. And her comment was something like, I won individual immunity, I have all the power, I don't care about what anyone else says or thinks. I'm in control, and everybody needs to know that. Like, that comes off as like, you don't care about the other people? Like, this is a social game. Like, why am I going to root for you if you don't care about what the other people think? Or small comments she makes to Austin when she beats Austin in an individual immunity, where I think it was like maybe in the final one where it's like, man, I'm so glad I beat you, or like, man, you suck. It's those small comments that make her sound rude, unlikable, and mean. And I don't want to root for somebody that's rude, unlikable, and mean. And I'm sure she's not like that in real life. I hope she's not like that in real life. But even if she is like that in the game, there's a way to show how the winner is as a person without making them mean, unlikable, and rude. And it goes back to the list at the beginning. Cochran, Tyson, Jeremy, Adam, Tony, Gabler, Yam Yam. Those are just seven winners I can name off the top of my head that I wrote down that came off as likable in the season that they won. Tony, season 40. All those people we were rooting for the whole time. They didn't come off as unlikable. They didn't come off as rude. They didn't come off as mean. They came off as who they are as a person that really made the audience want to root for them the whole time. Overall, though, I would give it an 8 out of 10, I would say. Definitely top 15. Definitely top 20, maybe top 15 of the Survivor 45 rankings. Number 1 in season 41, 2, 3, 4, 5. Definitely better than all the rest of those. They've improved a lot from season 41 and 42. So yeah, those are my thoughts. So if you watch this whole thing, you're a G. Appreciate you.